team, big time win. We made some plays, some big time plays. Guys stepped up. JB took 2 charges, 1 late. That was huge. Our team kept fighting. We kept fighting throughout. We didn't get off to a great start. We got going there in the second half. Our defense got ignited, which got us some things offensively. John was tremendous all game. 37 minutes, probably a little bit too much, but we had to ride him. He made big plays, stepped up and made free throws. So just really, really proud of our guys and a gutsy win for us.
Coach, why the short rotation? What's up with Peyton and Santos and those guys?
Hey, man, we're trying to win. So we're playing the guys trying to win.
What's the confidence like, finally coming up on the right end on one of these close games?
Yeah, well, hopefully this is a breakthrough for us, and as we go forward, we can start to stack some of these.
You guys are familiar going to the stripe, and your last 9 points came there. What can you say about you guys' progress in that department, or just dealing with that, as that's been a thing all season?
Well, I think we've gotten better as the season's going on from the free throw line. Guys have stepped up and made them. JB was tremendous. He made some big ones. Femi made 2 big ones. John stepped up and made free throws. We're a team because of John that we were able to draw a lot of fouls. And then with other guys driving the basketball, we've been able to get to the line. And here recently, we've done a much better job of finishing.
Going back to the St. John's game, Jeff. I mean, Jamarius is someone who's routinely had the ball in his hands late in important final possession situations for y'all. What makes him well suited for those moments, for those situations?
Well, one of the first things is that if he gets fouled, we feel very confident in him making free throws. He's strong, and so he can get to spots. And then, he can be a good decision maker in those situations. And when you're in tight situations, that's what you want. You want someone that, you feel confident that can step up and make free throws, that can make good decisions and strong enough to get to spots and be able to make plays.
John's been pretty good all year, but has there been something even more that has clicked in the past 3 games?
I don't think so. I just think, he's playing at a very, very high level. I think for the most part all year he's had a couple of games where he hadn't, but for the most part all year he's done a lot of really good things. I think he's gotten better at the foul line here recently. We're finding him a little bit more. The fact that some guys are, been able to make a couple of shots from the outside, that helps. But I think he's been a pretty good player all year, and hopefully he continues to get better.
Jeff, other than the finish that you had today, what is the difference between this game and some of those close losses you had?
Well, we won. That's the first thing. We made some plays. We got a big time charge by JB. We made some free throws. We were able to get a stop at the end of the game, a couple of stops at the end of the game. We still have to be better. We were up 4, and we gave up a 3-point play. We have to be smarter. We can't do that in that situation. In this game, we were able to get the ball in bounds. We were able to move it to take time off the clock where it was only 4 seconds. I thought that was big. So we just stepped up and made plays.
During timeouts, Jeff, and even with what you would see from them on the court, in that final minute or two, what did you see in your guys, in front of your guys, as far as how they were handling themselves, as far as how they were kind of comporting themselves? Because it would seem like a situation, given how some of the other games have gone, where it would be easy to be like, oh shit, like here we go again. What did you see from them in those?
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw a group that was focused on right now. Focused, they were present. They were present in the moment right now of, trying to win this basketball game and locking in on what we have to do to win this basketball game. And I think that's why we were able to step up and make plays.
I know they hit a big 3 late and it was open in the corner, but you guys they went from hitting 6 of 11 in the first half to only hitting 3 in the second. Was that just you guys sticking to your game plan and saying, hey, you're going to have to keep making those, or was there anything that you guys switched up?
I thought we had a little bit more awareness, in the first half. DeMar Langford, banked one in. That was his second all year, only his 4th that he's taken. I think he took one maybe a little bit earlier in the game. So we were okay with that. Ashton Langford made a couple. I think he had made 11 coming into the game in 12 games. So he wasn't a volume shooter, but certainly we respected him. From there, 51 Galloway. We didn't get to him a couple of times. He was a guy that we have an awareness for, and a couple of our switches, we didn't realize that that's who it was, and he hit a couple of deep ones. So we have to be better in those situations. I thought in the second half we were better in those situations of recognizing, who it was and making sure we got to the shooter so it wasn't a clean, uncontested shot.
How do you kind of take this performance from Will and try to carry that over into next game?
Yeah, well, hopefully, this gives him confidence. We have confidence in him. Will works. He's been doing a lot of stuff after practice, working on driving hard, getting the spots, and that's what he was able to do today. I thought he played really strong. I thought he played really, really strong there in the second half, and his moves were with conviction.
How would you?
Sorry, Chris. You go ahead.
How would you evaluate John's growth? Early in the season, you talked about his conditioning, and here he's playing 37 minutes and he's drawing foul after foul, still finishing strong. What have you seen from him his growth as a young man?
Yeah, I think he's just continuing to work and get better. There's a process to becoming a really good player, individually, and becoming a really good team, and it's day to day. And you got to stack good days, and I think he's learning how to do that. There's still a large room for him to grow in that area, but I think he's starting to do that. And when you see some of the results that he has, a lot of times that makes guys want to get in the gym and work a little bit more because they're starting to see the results of that.
We had talked a ton with you last season about Will only being 17, wrong on every broadcast. How, even being a year older now, how much of a learning curve, or I guess how much, more confidence do you need to see from him, or I guess how much of a learning curve is there still?
There's still, he's got to continue to get stronger. He's got to continue to become a more consistent shooter from three. But there are a lot of good things that he does. He's a really versatile defender. I think he rebounds the basketball well. Like I said today, he made some really strong moves and some big-time shots for us. On the baseline, the little bank, just some plays like that. And so you got to continue to work. All these guys, all of us, we got to continue to work, man. That's how you get better. You work at it. You work at it every day. You take it serious. You invest in it. And usually when you do that and you have talent, and Will has talent, John has talent, other guys have talent, if you do that, good things will happen.
In the statement today, it said that Ithiel can't compete with the team. Can he practice and train, or is that just, or is the discipline?
He can't do anything.
Limited to games. It's everything.
Can't do anything.
How did you see your team respond to that? It's something that quick.
Well, it was, to be honest with you, today has been a very emotional day for me. Before the game, I went and walked down the hall to do the radio. And down in our little area where you walk, there's a video board right there. And when I walked out, the video board had Ithiel. It's just stuff on a loop. And it was Ithiel doing his ball handling routine before Louisville. And he had a big smile on his face. And I got really, really emotional. And I actually asked them to turn it off. Because there's something that just doesn't feel right about us getting ready for a game and him sitting in a jail cell. I feel for him. I love him. He is a great, great kid. And it's really, really messed up what's happening and what he's having to go through again. And so, I think our guys, we got here for shoot around this morning. He was the first one here, like always, doing his routine, working, excited. And so it's been an emotional day for all of us because he's someone that we care about, that we love, and we know the kind of young man that he is. And he has all of my support. I love him. I'm with him 1,000%. And, we'll just see what happens.
Jeff, what did you see from him before the game against Louisville? It seemed like on the court really for most of that game, there was a smile on his face. How much energy and I guess optimism could you see from him?
Well, it was joy. This is what he loves to do. He loves to play basketball. He loves to be a part of a team. And that had been taken from him. And just the joy in practice, just the joy in being in a game and being in that atmosphere. And that's what you saw. And sometimes when something's taken away from you, you appreciate it even more. And I think that's what you saw. And Unfortunately, this is, it's BS, I think, but